I live in West Hollywood, and I live 2 blocks off Santa Monica Boulevard, which is a huge gay area. And I was walking to a gig. It's like 3 blocks from my house, and I'm walking down Santa Monica, and I saw a transvestite in a wheelchair. And I'm not talking like bad knee from a football injury. I'm talking really fucked up, crippled in a wheelchair, all gimped up, and she's kicking herself with the one gimp leg at like 1 mile per hour down the street, coming at me. And my first thought, because I got rolled by a transvestite prostitute once in Phoenix. Has that anyone ever been duped? No? See, when I lived in Phoenix, we used to go cruising cheap hookers on Van Buren, just not buying anything. We'd just go like drive around and heckle them, get all liquored up, and go scream shit at them out the window. Well, we were driving one night, and we banged a U-turn on Van Buren in front of what was probably the ugliest prostitute I've ever seen in my life. So we had to slow down and look. And, but as soon as we slowed down, she jumped right in the car, just opened the door, jumped right in, completely assumed the sale. And she had some, frantic opening presentation where someone had a gun or she had a gun or someone was chasing her, some bullshit. All I remember, she looked at me and Matt and she goes, "I'll suck both your dicks for $15. So when she first got in the car, we may or may not have thought it was really a guy, but $15. Looks like a girl to me. Look like a girl to you, man. I think we got a lovely young lady here. And before I could answer, she reached into my pants, pulled my dick out, and started blowing me, which is a good way to close a deal in any line of work, I think. That pretty much spells sold right there. So I gave her the $15 out of my pocket, and she took us down this whole maze of side streets, and we got to a dark dead end in a residential area, and we pulled over, and we're in a Jeep. So she's blowing me. I'm sitting up on the hump, and Matt's sitting right here in the driver's seat waiting his turn. And we're just trying not to laugh, Because anytime you're getting a blowjob that close to your best friend, your tendency is to chuckle a bit. But I have my dick in the mouth of a very ugly, angry crack whore right now. I don't want to bust up laughing, I'm sure she has enough pent-up animosity towards men as it is. I don't want to be the reason she snaps and bites down, So I'm just trying to be cool. I already realized I've made a big mistake and a big error in judgment, and I felt her fucking around in the back of my pants. And all I said was, "What are you doing?" And she goes, "I didn't touch your wallet." I didn't say. She goes, "Your wallet's down here on the floor." She handed me my wallet back, and there was a $50 bill that was missing. That was all that was in there. So I'm going, "Where's my 50? I ain't got your $50. Give me my $50. And went back and forth till she finally grabbed me by the hair and slammed me into Matt so hard. Matt went right out the driver's side of the Jeep. I picked up on the roll bar and kicked her in the head as hard as I could, and she just got pissed. So at this point, any illusion that this is really a chick have gone right out the fucking window. The dream is over, kids. You can lose your erection. So I jumped out on the driver's side. She gets out on the passenger side, and I still had my wallet in my hand, and I don't even know why I had the balls to try it, but it was really dark, so I put my wallet up, and I go, "Give me my money or I'll blow your fucking head off." And she believed me. But she wouldn't give me my money. "I ain't got your money," which was scarier still, because at that point in my life, $50 was a lot of money to me. But if you're willing to take a bullet for $50, you win the money, hands down, imaginary or not. She believed it, and I'm hoping Matt will jump in with some good cop, bad cop, help me out. Don't make him do it again. He's crazy. He kills all the hookers, But Matt's just standing there. He's punch drunk and retarded. He just found out he's adopted. He has no idea what to do, and I'm running out of threats here. I'll kill you on the count of 3. Get in the fucking car. 1, 2. Finally, I got Matt in the car, and we hauled ass out of there. And at first, we're wicked pissed, because we're completely stripped of our pride at this point. So should we go back and hit her with the car? Should we whack her in the head with a tire jack? Finally, we just, cut our losses, and we drove home. Probably the most silent drive home of my life. And we got maybe a mile from the house, and finally Matt looked over at me and he goes, "Ha ha, you got your dick sucked by a guy." I went, "Hey, fuck you, man. You waited in line to get your dick sucked by a guy. And where's my $7.50? So I'm walking down Santa Monica Boulevard to this gig, and I see the one in a wheelchair. My first thought, of course, is easy revenge right here. I could get my 50 back right now if I wanted to, but can't do that shit in L.A., you know, even if I would. You don't know who anyone is. You don't want to burn any bridges, you know. Hate to show up in an audition 2 weeks later, have that same transvestite in a wheelchair behind the desk going, "Hey, you hit me in the head with a brick. I'm sorry. I was thinking of someone else. Maybe I should read this again with more feeling." But I'm walking, and she gets right up to me. She goes, "Excuse me, will you push me down to Spike?" Spike is a gay bar. It's like 3 blocks in the opposite direction. And I was polite. I said, "I'm sorry, I'm in a hurry." I didn't say I'm in a hurry to get the fuck away from you, which is what I'm thinking, but I didn't say it. And I got past, and the more I thought about it, the more I just felt like an asshole, you know? I mean, that just spoke volumes about the triumph of the human spirit right there. If I was that horribly crippled up, would I have that same zest for life that that guy does? I mean, this guy gets up every day of his life. He puts on his prettiest dress, duct tapes his dick between his ass cheeks, and gets out there and fights, damn it. I'm still hitting my snooze bar at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. This guy's been up since dawn trying to wax his own ass with a palsied hand, you know? I need to be a better person. I sit up here, I bitch about my girlfriend dumped me. Jesus, this guy's glad he can still get his lips up to the glory hole. I need more ambition. Oh, the dream? You've said enough. I know what you're talking about, and that's true. I have big dick dreams. Does anyone... Because you know why I ever brought this up on stage? I have dreams all the time. Well, not like every night, but it's a reoccurring theme is where I have this enormous, 3-foot dick and I can blow myself. And the only reason, because I was doing a show in Long Island and I leaned over to get something and the mic stand went like this and I went, wow, I've had dreams where I can do this. And my brother was in the back of the room and he starts dying laughing. So I asked him, he goes, "Yeah, I have dreams like that all the time." So I didn't know if it was a common thing, like showing up at work in your underwear, you know, that everyone has. I do, I have them all the time. But I can never finish. And I don't know if it's one of those things where if you come in your own mouth, you'll die, like when you're falling. I don't know if there's any myth attached. All right. I went to an adult bookstore in Portland. Have you been ever to an adult bookstore? All right, they have the big whole big wall of dildos like they always have in there. The vibrators and the double dongers and pocket pussies, the whole 9 yards. But this is something new I hadn't seen before. They had a big rubber fist. Seriously, they had a big $29.95. You can buy a big rubber fist. It was life size because I put my fist right up to it. It matched up, you know. And anytime you can match up anatomically to anything in a smut shop like that, it makes you feel pretty proud, even if it is just the fist. But you know, but I was wondering why. You know, it was funny to me, but still, you have to. Why would you even beyond the fact? Why would you be into that? But if you were into that, why would you need a rubber fist? When would your own fist be inadequate? You know, when do you have fist envy? Have you ever been, rejected because of the size of your fist? When have you had 2 fists inside of someone and they go, "It's not enough. I still feel some gaps in there. Do you have another fist you could possibly use?" Maybe that's so you can, fist someone and still be able to defend yourself in case trouble brews. That's the best I can figure. But I like the smut shops. I'm a huge fan of pornography. But like the hotel porn is always that weak, watered down Spice Channel, no penetration porn, you know, it's kind of bullshit. In Vegas, I worked the Riviera where it's the first place in the States I've seen where they have actual XXX porn on the hotel room. And what you can do, you buy a single movie for $11.95. Or for $17.95, you can buy the big Blocko porn, which is 24 straight hours of porno, noon to noon it runs. And I bought that because I am a spendthrift. And I watched, it was 5 in the afternoon, and I watched as much as was necessary. And then I went and I did my shows, and I came back at 4 in the morning. I went to put it back on, but to turn it back on, you had to go through the same process of ordering it. So I called the front desk to make sure I'm not going to get double charged. And they go, "Oh no, once you shut it off, you have to pay to restart it." I bought 24 hours of pornography. Who's going to sit through 24 straight hours of porno without turning it on? I'd be hamburger by the morning. I could have turned a quart of lotion into a lather by then. It looked like someone put too much soap in a washing machine, all wrapped up around myself. 8 more hours, you can do it. Ow! Waste not, want not. Ow! Pass the salve. I'm killing myself here. Fuck you guys, I'm an artist, man. Yeah, right. Believe me, people come to see my act to see art about as much as I go to a titty bar to appreciate dance. No art involved in this act. That's the way I keep it. I gotta get the hell out of here, but I cringe every time I'm referred to as an artist, because most of what is supposedly art, I don't fucking get, you know? It makes me feel like a loser. If there was a Rembrandt on one wall and a black velvet Elvis on the other wall, I don't really know the difference. They're just paintings to me, you know? Why is it like the Venus de Milo is art, but the fat kid out in front of Big Boy's restaurants, he's an eyesore? They're both statues. How do you know the Venus de Milo didn't used to have an arm with a big plate of spaghetti in it? You don't know that, but I live in L.A., and I mean, it's so loaded down with all those, coffee shop artists, douchebags with the berets and the goatees, sitting around reading Kafka with a cappuccino. I've tried to fit into that circle, and I've failed miserably. I mean, I've gone to plays, I've gone to museums. I don't get it. I've actually read Kafka. Has anyone ever read anything by Kafka? I read this book called The Metamorphosis, because I was going out with this chick who kept making references to, oh, that's really Kafka-esque. So I read this book trying to get into her pants. It's 60 pages long about a guy who turns into a bug. And it's pretty plain and simple. They spell it out. It's not a hard read. But at the end of the book, they had 120 pages called Explanatory Notes to the Text, where all these scholars tell you what Kafka really meant by the guy turning. When Kafka referred to the metamorphosis, he was really referring to a transfiguration of an abortive Christ figure. Oh, I thought it was a guy who turned into a bug. I'm the dick again, That's why I don't want to be known as an artist. I don't want 100 years from now some scholar sitting around going, when Doug Stanhope referred to the bucket of vaginas, what he really meant was the adolescent's longing to return to the womb and its maternal enveloping. No, it was about a big sloppy bucket of snatch. It's just a fucking joke. I'm just trying to have a good time. Thank you guys very much. Enjoy yourselves.